We're back for the VALVIK Marble League with event number 9, the long jump. Hello everybody and welcome back. My name as always is Frankie and we're here to start the second half of Season 2. Last time out in the VALVIK Marble League, the Carbons took the lead with a brilliant goal at the rally course. Golfbirds, Balls of Zen and the Sky Scouts round out our top 4, with the Atomic, Sailors, Cossack Wizards and Team Echo all separated by 1 point between 5th and 8th. Let's move on then to the long jump, and let's take a look back at that winning run from the Golfbirds last season. Of course, the long jump, it's a very simple to understand event. 4 marbles go down on a ramp. They will get launched by the spinner into the water basin on the right, and the further you are, the more points you will get. As we've seen from the Golfbirds here, they judged the launching of the spinner very well there. Also, Eagle there was helped out by their teammates, and well, they managed to get that winning run with 66.2. Can we see the record being broken? Hammerheads up first. It's in reverse championship order, so the Hammerheads are first. They're already off into the spinner below, and oh, it doesn't look like it's a very good run so far for the Hammerheads. Unfortunate, their highest member so far, 15 for Bonnet. Above 15, everybody else behind that. They seem to misjudge the rotation of the spinner there, and well, they paid the price for it. So then for the Hammerheads, it's a 32.75 to start. That's about half as much as the Golfbirds did. Scorperior's up now. A team who's had a very difficult first half of the season. Let's see, can they rebound now in the second half? That's definitely a better run so far than the Hammerheads, but is it going to be any good compared to the runs you've seen from last season? You see we have about 3 members above the 10, 1 that's behind the 10, and I believe their captain Salamander is still within the 10, behind the 15, so all in all I think it won't be the best run for the team. We'll have to see. 40.75, it's better than the Hammerheads. Let's see how long they can keep this position. Let me cherries up now. Our silver medalists last event at the rally course. Can they keep up this newfound momentum? Oh, and that's a very poor run there for the Flamin' Cherries. Not a single member ahead of the 10. Oh, that is a disaster from the Flamin' Cherries. Last season, the lowest run was from the Starchy Stars. I believe it was somewhere around a 32. But I don't think the Flamin' Cherries will be able to beat that. Oh, that is a very poor run. They all misjudged the rotation of the spinner and ended up going higher than longer. 18.5. That's the lowest run so far. Kitsune Rush now. A very popular team, one of the new teams, of course. Let's see what they can do. To the spinner now. Oh, it's a very decent launch there for the Kitsune Rush there. 2 members above the 15, but also 2 members that are in the 5 area. So I think it might balance out to a result that might be on par with the Scorperiors. Yeah, you saw that member launch into the captain of the Kitsune Rush, manages to boost them both above the 15. But let's see the final results there. It's 40.75, the same run as the Scorperiors, but the Kitsune Rush are ahead. Team Whiteout now. And they're off. Very separated there going into the spinner. Can this help out? A little bit. We have 1 member that's above 17, but everybody else is still behind the 10, around the 7 area. Might hurt them in the long run. But let's take a look again at how they managed that entry into the spinner there. Yeah, that first marble had basically just entered into the spinner as soon as it was approaching the apex of its rotation there. Did not help out whatsoever. 32.5. They're sitting in 4th right now, our Team Whiteout. Highest member, 16.75. Sushi Squad now, one of the only teams not to have a medal so far. Can they improve on that? And it's a very good run there for that marble that I believe that's their reserve, launching all the way over 25. That's not bad, but everybody else still behind the 10. Single-digit points for everybody else, so let's see how high this takes them. Yeah, rotation into the spinner there. I think the reserve was also helped out a lot by the first marble as well. But everybody else then, still single digits. 46.25. The Sushi Squad take the lead for now. Let's move on then to the cue balls, the defending champions, who haven't had the easiest first half of the season. Still, let's see what they can do. Oh, and that's a very good launch there for the cue balls. That's 9 ball above the 30. Everybody else above the 10. That's brilliant stuff there from the cue balls. It's a very good run. We'll have to check the scores, but it's looking really good for the cue ball so far. A lot of speed into the ramp, a lot of speed going into the spinner as well. It's not bad. Take a look at the replay now. And 9 ball, judging that rotation of the spinner perfectly there. Everybody else keeping very close together to make sure to add those extra bits of points there. We'll have to check the results now. And it's a new record for the cue balls. 69 points, a very nice score. They take the lead. Brilliant stuff there from the cue balls. I was just talking about how they had a poor start of the season. Well, not anymore, because they're in first. As we end off the first half of the runs with poison darts. Let's see what they can do now. And it's a very decent launch there for Captain Arrow, but everybody else still single-digit points behind the 10 and around the 5 area. We'll see how well that stacks up compared to everybody else. They will definitely not beat the cue balls in this event. We'll have to see how high they come. But yeah, Captain Arrow judging that rotation of the spinner perfectly there. Meanwhile, everybody else had some difficulty there as well. We'll have to check the results. And it's only third with 45.25. So, going into the second half of the event, the cue balls are in the lead. Sushi Squad in second. Poison Darts there in third. Kitsune Rush in fourth. Right now in last, it's the Flamin' Cherries. Let's move on then to run 9 with Team Echo. Of course, our winners in event number 2, the Funnel Endurance. Let's see how they can manage it. It's a very good run there for Team Echo. 2 above the 20, 1 above the 15. That's not bad, but can it stack up against the run of the cue balls there? But it's still, fans are cheering. It's a very good run from Team Echo. Judging the rotation perfectly, there is Captain Bio alongside, I believe that is their reserve. Meanwhile, Renew there in the 15 area. Let's see how well they stack up. It's a 64. They're in second place. They cannot beat the cue balls there, but it's still second for Team Echo. Cosine Crescents now. Our winners in event 3, Archery. Another one of the new teams there. Going to the spinner now, and it's a very average run there for Cosine Crescents there. Only a 15 as the highest marble. Everybody else in that 10 to 5 area. One of them even behind the 5. That was actually their first marble. They had a very poor launch into the spinner, not going all that far, going higher than they went further. Above the 5 at least, from what I've seen so far. And it's only a 43.5. They're only in 5th. Are the Cosine Crescents. Sailors now. And already we can see Captain Port there, very far from everybody else. It's a very good run there though from the Sailors there. 1 marble above the 20, 1 marble above the 25. Meanwhile, everybody else in that 5 area. That's not bad from the Sailors, but how does it stack up against our top 2 so far? You saw Captain Port there, further away from everybody else. Captain Port there, a very good judgment of the rotation there, but so is Anchor actually. That furthest marble over there on the right. Meanwhile, everybody else, how do they stack up? It's third for the Sailors, 60.5. They do not beat Team Echo or the cue balls, but they're still in a podium position. As we move on then to the Atomics, the 12th run. That's still a decent run there from the Atomics there. You saw that's Captain Nucleus there above 25. Meanwhile, everybody else around that 10 area with, I believe that is Proton or Electron in the 5 area. Yeah. So let's see how they stack up against everybody else. Definitely will not beat the run from the Sailors. And it's 4th with 48.25 are the Atomics. A very big gap there between 3rd and 4th so far, with the Sailors in the 60s and the Atomics in the 50s. Let's see if the Sky Scouts can nudge themselves in between those two. It's a very good run there for, I believe that's their reserve, I think. Meanwhile, everybody else there, 1 in the 15, 1 in the 5, and 1 behind the 5 as well. That's their Captain Avian, who I think played a bit of the role of a sacrificial lamb there a little bit. Meanwhile, look at that launch from the reserve. Almost got into contact with their teammate. They were lucky to just about avoid contact there. Let's see the results though. And it's 4th for the Sky Scouts. They're inching closer to the Sailors there, but they cannot beat them. Let's move on then to the 3rd place team overall, the Balls of Zen. And it's a very high run there for the Balls of Zen. They went very high there, but I think it did pay off a little bit. I do not think though it's a better run than the Sailors though. But I think it could still be a top 8 run. Now we do have 2 marbles there over 15, 1 marble that's around the 10 area, so it's not like high runs for everybody for like 1 marble, but it's still high runs for everybody else. 53.5, they're in 5th, are the Balls of Zen. Second to last run now with our chat with the Goldbirds, the winners from last season in long jump. Can they improve? And they cannot. Oh, that is a bit of a disaster there for the Goldbirds. Only 1 marble above the 20. Everybody else in that 15 to 10 area. Oh, that is very bad there for the Goldbirds, who were going into this event as probably favorites to win it. But I don't even think they will be able to get on the podium with this result. And they do not. They're only in 10th with 41.25 as we go 1 run to go. Can the cue balls win it? Let's see what the Carbons can do. Last season they weren't all that spectacular, but can they manage to upset the podium? And it's looking really good so far there. We have 1 marble that's above the 30. I believe that's the reserve fiber. But everybody else though behind the 10. Let's see though how well this one stacks up against everybody else, but that is brilliant stuff there from the Carbons. If anything, I think they will be at least favorites for a top 8 position. But can they beat the podium finishers? They can't! They're in 4th, which means that the cue balls have done it again and they're gold medalists in Season 2. They win the long jump with a record-breaking run. Team Echo are in 2nd, the Sailors are in 3rd, and the Carbons another consistent performance in 4th. Congratulations to our podium finishers, Sailors, Team Echo, our gold medalists, the cue balls. Well done then to the cue balls, their 3rd gold medal in the VALVIK Marble League. Congratulations also to Team Echo and the Sailors. But let's take a look at those overall standings then. And it's the Carbons that are still in the lead, extending that gap now to 15 points. Goldbirds and Balls of Zen 2nd and 3rd. Sky Scouts in 4th, with Team Echo jumping up to 5th. But that's it from us from the VALVIK Marble League. Coming up next, it's Event 10, the Water Slide Spring. We'll see you there. Goodbye.